Some things that I'm not afraid to admit. Yeah, I've been married and divorced 3 times. People love to try to hate on me for that. Like, you cannot weaponize something that I've already made peace with. And you realize that the only reason that you know that is because I told you. I see it in other people's comment sections. People really think that they're doing something when they're like, what is she on her like fifth marriage or something? And everybody has like a laugh. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not proud, but I'm not ashamed. If anything, it makes me an expert at like commitment and escape plans. Everybody seems to think that being married and divorced 3 times says something about me, and it does. It says that I know when to stop refilling a glass that is cracked or has a hole in the bottom. I'm not afraid to admit that I used to confuse being needed with being loved. And I also used to avoid being alone. I'm not afraid to admit that I got married too quickly to the second 2 husbands, and I fall in love really easily. That saying, like, when you know, that was not written for me because I really thought that I knew. Each time that I got married, I never got married thinking, oh, I'll just get divorced. I was like, this is it. I'm not afraid to admit that I've considered that I'm the problem because clearly there's a pattern here. I just tend to take the next guy in line because I'd rather be with anybody than with nobody because I wasn't healed from certain things. Being single can feel lonely. It wasn't until I actually wanted to be alone. I was excited to be alone. That was when my boyfriend and I found each other. He's the only man that I've introduced to my whole family. And they all fully agree, even my dad. And my dad has very high standards for me. And they all fully love him for me. My dad came over to my house. He goes, hey, so when you and your boyfriend getting married? And I was like, Dad. He goes, you're not already married, are you? Because you would tell us, right? In his defense, I did get married the second 2 times behind his back and didn't tell him. So it's a valid question. I said, Dad, you would know before me because he would ask you first. He's traditional like that. The sense of like relief and peace that came over his face. And then he got really emotional. He was like, what did I do wrong? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you just always, why did you just take the next guy in line every time? And then I started crying. He felt like it was his fault. And that broke my heart. He felt like he failed me as a parent in some way. That's not the case. And I know it was hard to watch me go through all of that. I'm one of those people, I have to learn things the hard way. I hate that about myself, but it's true. So I had to go through all of that, all those relationships that failed and sucked in order to learn my worth and to appreciate what I have now. I have no regrets.